Welcome back to the first. That sounds weird. To the first episode where I'm be talking about games, not Pokemon, not anything, but League of Legends and Dota 2. That was um, but League of Legends and Dota 2 are compared a lot. We'll say pretty much everyone who plays them. I have friends that play Dota, are Dota mains. I like to call them Dota mains, and I have friends who are League of Legends mains, and I have friends who don't really play that much in MOBAs who also have opinions about them. But this is just my 2 cents on the Dota 2 versus League of Legends matter. Which one's better? Which one's worse? First off, this is a total opinion, but I do have two ways to look at it. One, which is the better game. One, which do I like better? Or which do I think is the better game? Not which is the end-all, be-all better game that you must all agree with, because no one's going to agree on that. But first I should tell a little bit about my MOBA history and my history with MOBAs and Dota 2 and League especially. So, I first played League. I'm gonna skim over a lot of this because I wanna do a more in-depth video about League of Legends. But yeah, started League a few years back, and I was trash at it. I'm still pretty ass at League, honestly. Like, I started my current account like fall last year, and I got to level 30 like summer this year. So I'm currently bronze like 4. So I'm pretty ass at the game, and I'll be the first one to admit that. Well, when I play with my friends and kind of be a cocky asshole, that's a joke. I kind of suck. But Dota, as far as Dota is concerned, it's really hard to tell whether I'm worse at Dota because I've played it less. I've only honestly played about 7 hours of Dota, so I'm not the I have a friend who's played over 1,000 hours in Dota, and he's the one who I have these conversations with a lot because I've played more League and he's played more Dota. But really, it's kind of a weird thing because when I look at them, like at first I was just like, League is better, like I wasn't even playing League that much at the time, but like, I was just like, League's better just because, and he was like, and no, I think the only reason I actually did that is because he was like, Dota's better because, like we eventually realized that we were both, no matter who was right, we were both arguing the wrong points. Like, and I planned not to do that. Like, one of his arguments was, they don't take skins as seriously in League, and like, they're different. We're like, Dunkmaster Darius, like, why is, that's not, it's a joke. I get he dunks, but it's still a joke. Why is he Dunkmaster? I'm like, and I would be like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? And I would be like, Dota's worse because, it only has one map. And he was like, really, do you ever play the other maps? And I'm like, I played a ROM a few times, maybe. So yeah, that was our conversation. So we really didn't know the fuck we were talking about. But I honestly wanted to see which one was the better game, because I wondered if I was wrong or if he was wrong. I wondered that. So I looked more into both of them and how they're set up. And as far as I can tell, which one is the better game, from my opinion, I'm gonna say Dota 2, and here's why. Here's why. Dota 2, well, Dota 2 is a very different marketed game. Dota 2 is, one, on Steam, which shouldn't really give it a boost, but you can't deny that being on Steam is much more useful than being on a separate client. You cannot deny it. Which is not a big deal, but that's just something I like to point out. Dota 2 also, while it does have one map, it has two things, I believe, that League does not have. League does not have a training mode, and League does not have a custom game, like a custom match mode, like a more expansive custom match mode, sort of similar to Dota. Which, personally, now we're getting into which game I like better, but personally, I think a training mode is a kind of a waste of time, pretty much. I prefer to look at a champion's skills. I call them champions. Yes, I know they're heroes in Dota. Whatever. I like to look at a champion's skills and be like, okay, these are what they are. I'll learn as I play. And I would never, like, jump into a ranked game with a new champion. I almost had to once, but the game got disbanded. I was so glad. I would play the champion like once, and I knew what their skills were, but I was still like, I ain't ready to play ranked with this champion. But yeah, that was dodged a bullet there. But yeah, I don't like training modes, but many people do, and I can totally understand why. It's, if some people like to just have a little bit to just mess around with the champion. Another big thing, a big thing that is highly debated is Dota having every champion unlocked from the beginning versus League, you have to unlock them. Now, a lot of people say because of this, League is pay to win, which is completely untrue because you don't need to pay. I have, but you don't. And Dota, the way it's set up is honestly better, but only from a veteran player's standpoint. The only people who really benefit from all the characters being unlocked at once are veterans. A lot of people say newbies can get into guys easier, but that's not true. That is simply not true. Because when I started playing Dota, after already playing League and already knowing how to play a MOBA pretty well, I was thrown for an absolute loop about who to play, and my friends are like, play Drow Ranger, she's just like Ashe. Kinda, but really not. Not as much as they let it out to be. And so I was stuck playing random champions. Like, the first game I ever played, I played with Puck. And anyone who plays Dota knows that is a terrible fucking idea. Because he's hard. Second game I played, and the character that is my favorite, but let's face it, it's only because I don't take Dota seriously. I don't take Dota that seriously because I never play ranked. And I don't really take League that seriously unless I'm ranked. But yeah, my favorite hero in Dota is definitely Invoker. Invoker is so fun to play and just great. Like, I love playing Invoker, but he's kind of... If you play Dota, you know why he's the hardest champion to play. And if you play League, a quick summary of him is his QWE. If I'm correct, I haven't played him in a little bit. His QWE are Blue Orb, Yellow Orb, and Pink Orb. And depending on which orbs you have around you, you have a third ability, you have a fourth ability that activates and gives you a certain spell. It's ridiculous, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. It is absolutely ridiculous. So you can have like a ton of different spell combinations and yada yada yada, and you get it. But yeah, so that's why a veteran player having all these all these heroes unlocked is useful because they already know everything about the game. They already know everything about most heroes, so they can just jump into a hero they want to say, I want to try this guy. Like I've been playing League enough where I kind of every once in a while will be like, oh hey, I want to try this guy. And it's like, oh, I don't have him. Damn it. I'm not to that point where I just have everyone. I have about 25 champions. It's really all I want. Not exactly. I want more, but most champions. There's a lot of champions that I could care less about owning. Probably because they're not my main, or anyone I play. Like, it's hard to give an example. I don't want to buy Mordekaiser. Yeah, or I've tried this character, but I don't want to buy Yasuo. Yasuo I do not like. Probably because I don't like melee, but that's getting off topic. Yeah, so as it stands, I think that better game would be Dota. Better game to get into as your first MOBA, League of Legends. Why do I say that? Because it eases you in. It, I believe, is a lot more forgiving. I'm saying, maybe not forgiving, you know what I mean. It's just, I don't know. When I first logged into Dota, I was thrown for a loop. And when I first logged into League, and I was much younger, I logged into League like last year. I logged into Dota last year, and I logged into League like 3 years before that. So, yeah. And I was able to pick up like what the hell is going on. Or Dota, where I just like, what the? So the game I like more is obviously League of Legends. There are a lot of reasons for that. Simply, I've been playing it longer. I'm more used to the subtle differences between League of Legends and Dota. Well, this was another topic that my friend would bring up a lot, was denying. I'm sorry, but who gives a fucking shit about denying? Like, I get it, it's a big deal, and it's like, makes the game more strategic, and you need to pay more attention, but who actually gives a fuck? I think it's like a dumb mechanic it's not a dumb mechanic for people, but going from League to Dota, it's a really jarring mechanic, and I do not like it. Another reason why I like League better is I've spent money on League, and I found this with Pokemon and League of Legends, that once you spent a really large sum of money on a game, like, I didn't spend as much, I spent more on Pokemon than I have on League, but once you spend a ton of money on a game, especially a free-to-play game, it's really hard to just be like, you know what, I don't feel like playing anymore. I kind of just want to stop playing this game. Which I tried to do, and I was like, but I bought a skin. I kind of want to, maybe just I'll go back a little, and you go back and you're back hooked. And I'm glad, because I left because I sucked, and was low level, and now I got better, or I'm high level, and I got better slightly. Yeah. But really the argument comes down to which, and this argument can be anything, like any big thing, like what's the best of the big three of anime, Naruto, Bleach, or One Piece. Like, that's such an opinionated thing. And honestly, the best thing to look at it, and what I found, is one, especially to, actually, that the anime thing is not a good example. A good example is consoles. Consoles are an investment in money, where you have to take a lot, they cost money, and you really usually pick one, and then maybe, like for me, like I picked the Xbox 360, and then like 2-3 years later, when the PS3 had gone I got the Xbox 360, and then like 3 years later, when PS3 had gone down in price, I got that one. But still, like, when you're thinking that you're investing your money in a thing you're supposed to use for a very long time, League and Dota are very similar. When I started playing League, I gave an investment of time and money for League, but more time. So having to reinvest that time all over again in Dota, maybe not as much because I didn't need to learn how to play. It is really not worth it to do it. So I would say the first one you play will ultimately become your main. And not if you just like play one game and then stop. Like the first one you play, you really get into, will be your main. And this isn't even limited to League of Legends and Dota. Like there are other MOBAs. And I'm one of my friends who actually does enjoy playing other MOBAs besides League of Legends and Dota. Because League, I pretty much play mostly ranked now, even though I'm pretty crap at it. And Dota, I only play when I feel like playing. Like yesterday, I played Dota and League at the same time. And by the way, I played one actual game of Dota on one screen, and then while that was going on, I was playing a co-op versus AI game of League. And I played two co-op versus AI, and I won all three. I won all three games I played. And I was like, holy shit. Because I don't usually win in Dota, but I won while playing League. So that was cool. But another thing that is equally as cool is there are other MOBAs. Like, I've played a decent amount of Smite. I think Smite is great. I've played it both on PC and on Xbox One. I honestly think I like it better on Xbox One. I think Xbox One, it works great. It's fun, and it's innovative, and I just like playing it. Also, I've played a smaller smaller MOBA called Dawngate, which I think is EA published, and it's pretty fun. It's okay. It's 5v5 2 lanes, where each lane it's like Twisted Treeline for League, only there's more jungle to the lefts and rights and stuff. I don't play it much anymore, but when I was really frustrated with League, I picked it up a little bit and started playing it more. What's another one I played? Ooh, this is actually I don't know. I would say ranking-wise, I would put League at my number 1. Smite is probably my number 2. Because Smite is, like Dota, I feel like if I start playing it, I'm not achieving anything. When I start playing Smite, it's just to, like, fuck around. Like, I just play Arena pretty much. And it's super fun, and I have one character I play. And I think it's an awesome game. So that would be my 2. Dota would be my 3. Then my 4th favorite MOBA is honestly, you guys probably maybe have heard of this, but it is the Cartoon Network Adventure Time Battle Party. It's a Cartoon Network browser game, as in the browser is a MOBA about Adventure Time characters, and I've played it. It's great, because not only is it you don't have to, like, a lot of MOBAs do that thing where you have to play, like, co-op versus bots a little bit. That game doesn't, which I thought it would, because it's in browser, so it might not be able to handle a bunch of people going at each other. And also, it's for kids, so I want to hold your hand more. No, it flew you right into PvP. And it is the most fun thing to play, because all the kids suck who play it. Like, occasionally you'll get another, like, actual MOBA player, like, fucking around in it, and, like, it'll be kind of fun, it'll be kind of difficult, but really, it's wicked simple, and it's wicked fun to play, and that's probably, like, my 4th favorite MOBA. Some MOBAs I haven't played, by the way, are Infinite Crisis, the DC MOBA. I didn't have any interest in playing that. And just others. The only one I didn't mention yet is Vainglory, the one on the iPad. I played that, like I started playing it like yesterday. It's surprisingly competent, and it's one lane 3v3 with a huge jungle, and it's kind of cool. And this really devolved from a discussion about League versus Dota, just MOBAs in general. I don't know if I should cut this. I'll just keep it in. Whatever. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and obviously leave in the comments which you think is better and why, and like League versus Dota, which do you think is better, and stuff. I don't know. I'm just a guy with an opinion.